guys, I'm gonna be showing you how to do the door reversal on this washer set today. Actually, we're gonna be doing it on the washer and dryer pair today, but I'm just focusing right now on the washing machine. As you can see, it's hinged on the left-hand side. They come from the factory with the washer hinged on the left. The dryer's usually hinged on the right. Most situations, most laundry rooms, they're set up properly. Washer is going to be hinged on the left, dryer is going to be hinged on the right, but in some cases, because of remodels or just aesthetics, trying to fit them into a space, run dryer lines, they do end up, you will come across these where you have to reverse both doors to satisfy a customer. So I'm going to show you how to do that on this unit. To start the door reversal on one of these, the first thing you have to take into account is if your door can open. It's got to be able to fully extend. If you can't fully extend your door, if you've got a wall or some other obstacle right here preventing you from being able to open this door fully, you're going to struggle to get to these screws for the hinge assembly. It's 4 screws. They're all number 2 square bits, and we're going to be removing them to get this hinge off. I always use my right hand to support, I should say, the hinge. So all the weight is not on there's a little hook on the back side of the hinge that actually holds it. But I don't want all the weight of this door because this is a pretty heavy door pulling on that panel where that hook is. I'm going to lift up a little bit and pull away. Alright, as you're pulling this out, be careful. There is a wire harness that connects to the back side of this hinge. We're going to set our door over to the side. And we're going to gently disconnect this harness. Now, it's got a little holder on here. You're going to keep that holder in place. We're going to use this whenever we go to the opposite side to reconnect the other harness, because this unit does actually have a door harness, a door lock harness on both sides of this door. Alright, so now we're going to remove our door lock assembly. This is number 2 square bits. Now hang on to each and every one of these screws. We're going to be reusing all of these screws. They've designed it now to where everything you need is already present. You don't have a separate bag with accessories to do this. So we're going to pull outwards at an angle, and then we're going to just gently pry our door lock out of here. There we go. Unclip it. Set our door lock off to the side. So this little trim piece, what you're going to do is you're going to pry it up from the top, and you're going to create a little bit of tension to it. Don't get too carried away. We're not trying to snap it off. And then gently push upwards, and it should allow you to pull the whole piece off. But it is just little plastic clips, so if you apply too much force or you yank it, it'll break it, and then you'll have to get another one for the consumer. So we're halfway through the process, and I wanted to point out to you this little trim piece. This actually covers up our cutouts for where our hinge was actually hooked onto the front frame here, the front panel here. It's got 2 little pieces. One's kind of a little tension clip, the other one's a little hook. Now, whenever we take it off of this side, off the right-hand side, we're going to we pried from the top. Whenever we put it on the left-hand side, we're actually going to be going up and clipping in at the bottom, which means if you need to take this off, if you have one on the left-hand side, you're going to be prying at the bottom. So on the right-hand side, pry at the top, left-hand side, pry at the bottom. You're just going to gently get your fingernail up under it and pry it outwards. Hopefully that tension clip releases and you can take the whole thing off. That way you don't break one of these little plastic tabs off. Alright, so now I'm going to install the door lock assembly. Now make certain whenever you're fishing your wire back in, you're not allowing it to get bunched up or cut on the metal panel. We want it to slide in to the opening smoothly. Then we're going to put back in our number 2 square bit screws to secure it back on the front panel. There we go. So the next step in our process is going to be reversing this glass that goes inside of our door. You'll notice the thickness on one side versus the thinness on the other. It's got that slope. What that does is it helps to keep our load inside the tub. It's going to try to keep everything pushed away from the door. What we need to do is take the larger side and move it to the opposite end, because we're going to be hinging it. We're going to be hinging it on the left now, so the thicker end needs to be at the bottom and the thinner end needs to be at the top, because whenever we put this door back up, it's going to be sitting this way. So first thing we do is we take out our 9 screws. So now that I've got my 9th screw out, we're going to grab this gray ring and we're going to lift it up and off of here. Now be wary, the hinge does come with this. So it's all coming off and we're going to set it down. Now our glass, it's as simple as taking our glass, lifting it up, turning it completely around and setting it back down. Now there are little triangular cutouts here to ensure that we get it back in the right spot, and two little triangular indicators on the glass itself to let you know that you've got it in the right spot. Then you're going to grab your gray ring, you're going to drop it right back down the exact same way you pulled it off, and we're going to run our screws back in. So now that we've got our door back together, we're going to go ahead and put our hinge back on. We're going to use this connector. There's a little holder that we disconnected earlier. We're going to reuse that to keep this connector up and out of the way whenever we put it all back together. And we're going to feed our wire back in. And we're going to hook and we'll extend our door. Got my left hand this time holding my hinge. Get all 4 of our screws secured back in. Okay, we got our hinge screwed back down. Let's check our swing. Swing seems good. One thing to remember whenever you're doing these, this is no longer securely, it's not tightly fastened down. It has got a little bit of play in it. It's loose on purpose just to help with the alignment here, but I think we're good to go.